What's good, y'all? Welcome to episode 8 of the No.warning.shots podcast. Your boys back in the building. B. Miller, CO, Bula.
Yeah.
We out here, man.
What up?
And we got another special guest for y'all today. Mr. Eastside himself.
All day.
There you go. The one and only.
You already know, representing all the time.
The one and only Maurice. Gangsta Reese.
That's right.
Reese Logue, Reese Cup. Goens in the building,
Hey,
man.
we welcome you, bro.
Man.
We welcome you.
Man.
Thank you for coming.
Man, all good, man. Thank you.
San Jose original, man. How you doing?
No, I'm doing well, man.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this, man. My boy Bullet, he put it in my ear a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, he bullshitting, because I was thinking that my boy Brandon would have told me, but he didn't.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. You ain't gonna start off.
Shout out
You
to
ain't
Bullet.
gonna.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna.
Salute.
Bro, I got receipts. I got text messages. I've been told you to come sit down with us.
Put those away.
Nah, I got receipts, bro. I got receipts.
Put those
But
away.
nah, hey.
So thank you, Bullet, for that.
Of course. I love you so much, bro. And
Thank you.
You know, I know you did so much as far as this brother's life and as far as even in my life, without me even knowing, being with my brother and doing different things.
For sure.
I appreciate you, bro.
For sure.
Man,
Thank you for coming.
For sure.
That's right.
Definitely.
Me and Reese go way back, man. I met you when I was about, 12, 13.
Man.
I was, in my young and wild days, I was doing community service at Blackford Community.
Oh, yeah.
He was not the counselor. What was you over there?
I had a job. I worked for the city of San Jose. I was working for a program called The Right Connection.
Yeah, Right Connection.
So what they would do was go around to all the teen centers, and I had the West Side.
Yeah.
We had all the teen centers, and we go in there and probably holler at the little youngsters that was trying to be affiliated or be gang banging or whatnot.
Yeah.
When I ran across Brandon, man, it's like I was looking at myself when I was a teenager, man. This nigga had on a khaki suit, he had his cornrows, and I know these youngsters is used to somebody trying to come and talk to them and hey, man, I know where you're coming from.
Right.
And I gave him that little talk, and he looked at me like, nigga, please. I said, all right, man. I said, watch this, check this out, man. I went home that night, and I was thinking about it. I brought my photo album the next day, and I went and showed him pictures of me at that age,
Right.
braids and shit.
Right.
And ever since then, it's been on the cracking, man. Even though he's from the West, man, it was all love, man.
Nah, it's definitely all love.
Hey, even though you
Even though from the West, it's all love. You feel me?
Jabs
And
all day long.
even though you from the East, right? Like, I don't use the term big homie loosely. You feel me? But I use it with you because since day one,
For sure.
you ain't never tried to lead me wrong. You feel me? Like, you always gave me positive knowledge, like to
I
try to get me
appreciate
out of the shit that I was doing. Because when we first met, I was wild and
Oh
young.
y'all crew was a little rambunctious.
Yes.
He was the West. For sure. Well, like always, I want to give you your praises and your props before we get started. So for those who don't know, Reese is the founder of the Wake Up, Clean Up, and Stand Up movement in Sacramento, California. He's also a member of Advanced Peace in Stockton, California. And if I'm mistaken, both of these programs deal with like gang prevention and gun violence.
The Wukusu program, we pulled that name straight from the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
About waking your people up, cleaning them up, and then standing them up.
Okay.
It's an old picture of Elijah Muhammad taking a man off the bench that was real disheveled, and then you see him in different stages, and he's in a suit at the end. So we just, in Sacramento, we try to just promote and support black business, start black business. We came as a collective, a couple of different brothers, put money in the pot, pulling our resources and trying to do some stuff. And because the ultimate goal is to try to have some shit for yourself and not be working for somebody. Right. So I mean, you can go to college, go get that education that they give you, but at the end of the day, it's accept your own and be yourself and do your own thing. And if you're not doing that, then you're just going to continue to feed this system and be a slave to this system.
So you started all that in Sacramento, right? With the brothers. So was it just like 4 brothers came on, a couple brothers? How was that started? Because, when you start bringing in businesses, I know for me starting business, it's always hard to get people on the same mission, same idea, you know what I mean? And sometimes people like to pull out when things get a little tough. So was it about 4 or 5 people, couple people? How close net was that?
It was about, I'm going to say about 8 or 9.
Okay.
FOI, the Fruit of Islam. That's the military arm of the Nation of Islam.
That's what I was going to say. It was.
So you would think, and I don't have no cap on the brothers in Sacramento, but you would think that these brothers being conscious and having some type of knowledge that we could pull it together. But, all of us still have a little bit of Negro tendencies in us. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have certain ways, even though you may have this
raised in the
knowledge,
wilderness.
We're in the wilderness. So that's the difference. We call the first rise of the Nation of Islam the first dispensation. and this is the second rise, never to fall again. The first rise, we say, although they may not have understood everything, they put the action behind it, and they was moving.
Right.
This rise, everybody want to be bean pie scientists, and they want to talk and it's logic into this. So we came with the Wukusu logo, the red, black, and green. But we had the star and crescent on the side and it was on the bottom because that was the foundation of it. And we was just pushing blackness, and we would have study group and have youngsters come in, and I would talk to them. You can't, when we're talking to our people, you can't talk over their head. I think a lot of times, people in the Nation of Islam, people in church, people, Pan-African people, they get to talking to somebody who has fresh ears and they talk over their fucking head. Right. You got to give it to layman's terms, man. Right. Hey, I'm from the block. I'm ripping this and that, but then I believe this too. Right. So once I give it to them like that, it's more attractive to them because I look like them. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
I think that's one of the. Go ahead. I think that's one of the biggest reasons for the disconnect between the older generation, as far as civil rights movements and all that shit go, and this generation, especially when you're dealing with like the church and shit, because they far too often speak to us, to the younger generation, instead of including us in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you can't be controlling and y'all should do this, you should do this. Yeah. But when we go back in history, because history best rewards our research. We can look at history and prove anything that's going on today. Yeah. If you look back and see that you was a weak, a docile Negro back then, how you gonna sit here and try to tell these young Panthers that's out here,
young warriors in the streets,
up, these young lions out here that don't have no fear. This generation, y'all generation, the generation that came behind y'all, man, it's fearless, man.
Yes. Everything that you just said right now, like, you're kind of emotional about it because, like, you're talking about something that you really went through. When did it really, like, start for you to you be like, oh, this is what the like direction I'm going?
I'm listening. You said the word emotion.
Yeah.
Passion is the emotion.
I'll take that. So passion for sure.
You be passionate about what you believe in. Right. So when you believe in something and you stand behind it fully, you should be able to uphold it and represent it fully, no matter what. For sure. I can argue anybody and debate anybody on my beliefs, and I'm gonna stand behind mine 408% straight up. You know what I mean? So where it got me at, I'm from Compton originally, LA, Southern California. Right. I grew up here in San Jose, so I don't say I'm from San Jose. I grew up in East San Jose, right? In apartments on McKee Road. Right. All my life, I've been single with my single mother, and I would go home to my father's and my grandmother's in Compton on the holidays in the summertime. But I did the single mom thing over here on Checkers Drive. I started getting involved. When you don't have a male figure in the house, the streets become that male figure. Right. David & Sons Liquor Store became that male figure. Green Parrot Bar, the 7-Eleven, became my male figure. You know what I mean? So I'm doing that. And as I was starting to go to juvenile hall, the 15 times I've been to juvenile hall and all this, somebody tapped me on my shoulder with this Nation of Islam stuff. And I was like, yeah, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't receptive to it then. Okay. They gave me the book. The girl gave me a book, the Message to the Black Man. I read it. That's cool. Yeah. And I did my thing because the street was calling me too much. It kept on tugging on me. Years passed, and I would be around the homies, be trying to drop knowledge like Malcolm X. Check this out, brother. I was still in the streets. You know what I mean? Right. What made me just submit and go to the mosque one day, I was celebrating Christmas. Had my tree up and shit. Yeah. My children was with me. And it was the night. And remember, I'm fresh in Sacramento. And how we're taught in Sacramento, ain't nothing but bloods and scares off the hook out there. The knock on my door Christmas morning, like 6 in the morning. I'm like, God damn, I have to tell my girl, get the pistol and shit. Yeah. Straight up looking. Boys, Brother Billy Muhammad, he grew up with E40. He's E40's best friend, but he's in the Nation. Brother Billy was at my door, man, with a pie and a paper. He said, bro, I thought you wouldn't want it. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to come.
You got me.
You got me at 6 a.m., man. It's time for me to come.
It's been on ever since.
Can we, can you break down what Advanced Peace is for us?
Advanced Peace is a program that started in Richmond, California about 12 years ago. Devon Bogan, who is the CEO of Advanced Peace, he had the idea of investing back in the young people. Like I was saying to you the other day, city of San Jose, if you have 30 shootings in San Jose, it's not 30 different people doing the shootings. Right. It's only a small group of people that's the shooters. You know what I mean? Right. So this program focuses on those people that are actually doing the shooting and starts to offer some mentorship, some counseling, give them different opportunities to which it can possibly bring the crime rate down, which it did in Richmond. Richmond used to be off the hook. I've been all over California. I've been walked through Compton, Inglewood, Watts, everywhere. And every time I would go to Richmond, I was scared. You know what I'm saying? I hate the mic. I was scared. But now the crime has went down because they've been putting them youngsters on them life maps and give them a life map allowance, give them a little bit of money here, man, take care of the family, what you would, but just kick back.
Right.
And it's been working. And like I was telling you, if we take the North Richmond and the South Richmond, these two people are spoken, and we got them in these classes, and they get these life skills. Ultimately, we're gonna take them. Let's put it in South Bay terms. We're gonna take a nigga from Verde. We're gonna take a dude from Trees. Ultimately, we're gonna take them and take them to New York.
Why you point at me?
We'll take them out of town that way to give them a different experience. Because there's some young people I worked with in Stockton, from South Stockton. We just took them over to the north side of Stockton to a nice ass restaurant. They didn't know how to order an appetizer or nothing because they're not into that. And I was telling one of the people I work with, for a long time, my life and my whole existence was Jackson, McKee, King, and Mayberry, just that square. And that's all I was concerned about. That's it.
Right.
I had to turn on the news one day and start to look and go see things. And it's like, man, it's bigger than just fucking Overfell Gardens and Independence and Lost to See this. It's bigger than this. We got a bigger world. So we have transformative travel, and we try to get them out there so they can see different things. So they can go back to their neighborhoods and say, man, I was in New York. I went to see Central Park.
Right.
Shit I've never seen before.
So with that, go ahead.
But
so with that situation, and you're reaching the people that you're reaching right now, how can we get that to reach the bigger people? Like,
let's just say it like this: the way the system is built here and made purposely here in the United States is to see people of color, so-called people of color, because we're the majority, to see us fail. So anything that's going to be helping you to change anything, any seed that I plant in your mind to a 15 or a 16-year-old, where he say, you know what? I might go to school for a minute, but I'm going to open my own business. I'm not going to go try to get a job over here, because we got it to the point that if you have an ethnic name, if you put Bula on a resume, it might not get looked at with the same qualifications as Bill Smith did. You know what I mean? So you got to think of stuff like that. So in order to combat that, we got to start to do shit on our own.
I think that what you guys are doing with Advanced Pieces is dope and definitely needed, because I think poverty and the lack of opportunity for jobs and other things is one of the leading catalysts to violence. So when you take that out of the equation, when you give brothers the chance to get out of their neighborhood, when you give brothers a chance at employment and stuff like that, it takes away the need to commit crime. Because people are out here, majority of people aren't out here committing crime just because they want to. It's a reaction to not having shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's something that you custom not having, right?
Yeah. So if you got to eat, niggas got to eat, regardless.
I want a new shirt. I want new pants. It's like it gets to that shit, right? It's like when we start looking at how fucking robberies and things happen, it's not coming from people that are really down broke. It's people that, hey, I'm seeing the next man have it. I see this dude on that corner have it. You know what I mean? And now it's keeping up with something.
They bought it. They see the American dream, quote unquote,
right?
And they know that they can't be a part of it. You feel me?
But it's right there. They're grabbing if they grab.
So naturally, what you're gonna try to do any way you can become part of that dream.
And let's be honest, crime is easier. Crime is a lot easier than starting your own business. Let's be real, right? Like it's easier for me to conjugate my boys, get a pistol, and go do something. But starting your own business, like you said, it's a lot of things you gotta survive through or go through with it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, when it comes to business, like, I want to start something, but you start seeing people like, when it comes down to, okay, let's go get our business license. All right, let's go down City Hall. You know, when you start like, man, I gotta do this. That's when you start seeing people start falling off.
But it take that one in that group just to plant that seed. A lot of times these young people, and they're not all young. We deal from the 15-year-old to the young 30-something-year-old that still got that mentality, that mindset.
They've been locked up.
A lot of times when we start to hear their story and talk to them, they're functioning homeless, meaning they couch surfing. It's not about wanting the newest shirt or the chain. It's about I ain't ate 2 or 3 days.
I got to eat.
You know what I mean? They got to eat. So
I got kids to feed.
You don't have no money and you couch surfing, but you got a big old gun. You gonna go get it how you gotta get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it is what it is, and that's where you see all these shootings and stuff going on.
Hey, let me ask you a question, a bigger question about gang culture in general. You feel me? Because I'm under the belief, like Bunchy Carter and Chairman Fred, right? That if we can change the mindset of gangs in America, they can act as a powerful driving force for change in our communities and in the country overall. Some people think that's a pipe dream that you can never change gangs from being violent towards each other or one another. Do you think that's possible, or what's your take on that thought?
I'm with you 100% on that. I mean, they made a movie about it. It's called The Spook Who Sat by the Door, where he took his knowledge that he got from being in the CIA, the token brother in the CIA, and went back to his neighborhood in Chicago and started training those street organizations and paramilitary, urban paramilitary organizing and whatnot. And they brought hell to them Caucasians, man. Yeah. So it can be done because it was. Speaking of Chicago, they did that in Chicago with the disciples. They was running people for mayor and all kind of shit out there. You know, it's about getting that idea and getting it to the gangs and to the people that's here in California, North and South. And then you got but you got older dudes. I'm gonna tell you this, cause you got older dudes that wasn't shit back when we was growing up.
Speak on it.
They was nothing, but now they got a little bit of age on them. And these little youngsters may know that I know he knew Gangsta Reese or he knew Jamu and this and that. I'm looking at him like he is somebody, but this nigga was a nobody.
Nobody.
But so he's pushing the line, trying to make it seem like it's 1990 something.
Yeah.
And it ain't.
Yeah.
He's a poop butt ass nigga, man.
Right.
And he got a whole. Beware a motherfucker that's 40-some years old
that's
and hang out with 21-year-olds and 19-year-olds. Because he's controlling them and they thinking he's a motherfucking G and he's not.
So I try to reach out to you sometimes, and it's hard as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, because that's what you're talking about right now, reaching out to them. You got these youngsters going on. I know we talked on that, but how was your approach, man? What's the one thing that gets to these youngsters? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know.
You got to know how to relate to the young people that you want to reach out to. It's like, I compare it to like when you trying to holler at a female. Okay. You know what I mean? You do a little bit of research on it. You know what I mean? Like I'll sit in the earshot, and if I hear her talk about church, I'm gonna start talking about church. Like, man, I wish I knew a good church to go to. Oh, let me tell you about it. So you know, I know a lot of these youngsters right now. They want to be rappers, and I did that. You know, I've been in the music industry. They want to be gangsters, and I did that. I could tell you about how my life was in it. You have certain situations where young people put on a certain facade because and my son has been through stuff like this where he got into it with other people, with some other youngsters, and they may have came looking for him, talking about gunplay and whatnot. And he's telling me because my dad's Gangsta Reese, right? So I'm gonna make a phone call, right? And you know the first thing I tell my son is, what did you do? Right. You know what I'm saying? How come I don't have problems like that? What are you out there doing that you're getting in problems like this? Right. Because first of all, you have to check your behavior. Right. Don't never be in a situation in which you out there wilding out and then think somebody always gonna get your back. You're my son, I love you. But I got other children too, and I got a life that I want to hold on to myself. Right. And the way these youngsters is doing, they'll pop anything. Yeah. So you can't do that, man. So you got to be mature enough to check yourself. Dying at age 17, dying at age 18, like what's that movie said? Dead at 20, but he ain't no punk. Right. That's not no tombstones. To reach out to him, you just relate to him, right. and a lot of times older people want to do the talking. Right. Sometimes you gotta shut up and just listen, man. What you going through, man? And man, I've been through that. Man. This is what happened with me. This is what happened with me when I chose to go that route. And I tell the youngsters all the time, because I said, you know what? I got the mouthpiece and I got the intelligence that if I had done the correct thing and had somebody to be able to be in my life and tell me the correct thing, I'd be making $250,000, $500,000 a year. Fat ass job, but I'm going to be in the streets. Right. I stopped going to school in the sophomore year, and I did all this stuff to the point now I'm going to be 50 in 5 years, and I'm worrying about, damn, how I'm going to survive when I get too old to work and this and that. Because I picked Crips. This was more important to me. So we got to put that seed into their mind right now, man. This shit don't pay. The Crips don't have a pension plan. You know what I mean? All
right, so let's jump into current events real quick. There's a lot going on in the news right now, and I'm sure this is personally to you, because I believe in '93, you witnessed your cousin get murdered by the police here in San Jose, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
How does that make you feel, given what's going on today in the world?
I think that first off, Bula was correct in saying the police organization has the same type of gang mentality, street organization mentality.
For sure.
How they get down the blue wall, the green wall, blue
Right.
pin.
Right.
The way that society, and I'm gonna say not the so-called people of color, but the Caucasians and the people who think they're Caucasian, look at the police as their automatic heroes.
Right.
Man, that's an occupation that you chose.
You chose.
You chose
take
to
that
be
badge
that.
off
So just
anytime.
because you chose that job and you interviewed and you went through an academy
Right.
does not make you a hero because you put that suit on. I mean, and well, they're giving their life. They're putting their life on. Man, fuck that, man. If you didn't want a dangerous job, you should have did some recreation shit.
Right.
You should have worked at Popeyes and whatnot.
Right.
Work for the
You
post office.
chose that. Here in San Jose, complaining about the freeways being congested and they can't get to their loved ones. Man, somebody just got murdered.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody just got murdered, and you worried about because Target got insurance.
Yeah.
Walmart
They
got
gonna
insurance.
rebuild.
These are major. When I go to Walmart, I go do self checkout, and I check out a whole lot of more stuff than I'm supposed to get.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah. Me too.
they're not losing no money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got their
Y'all
money.
got insurance.
I don't see
But that just shows the mindset and the insensitivity that people have. Had it been their family member,
Right.
and you was like trying to run them over or man move this shit out the way, man, they'd be crying, you
Right.
know,
Right.
like bitches and shit.
No, I think that's one of the biggest one of the biggest issues with police themselves is that they're able to disassociate themselves from us because they don't majority of them don't come from our neighborhoods. Majority of them aren't of us. You feel me? So it's easier for them to see us as other.
I disagree.
Oh,
And this is
speak
why I
on it.
disagree. Because we all know police from our community, like black people that have actually grown up in our community and end up being police officers. We're like, yo, why the fuck you a cop? But when they deal with us, it's kind of like they regular people.
Yeah. Regular people.
But when they deal with us, with they boys around,
Yeah.
how they
Yeah.
act.
Yeah. I'm saying.
Okay,
Without
well,
they
that's
boys
fine.
around.
All right.
All right,
That's what
that's
then they go back
on
to
a
that
one-on-one
little
basis
thing.
is different, but
But when they deal with us, like pulling us over, like, yo, you from the neighborhood, like, how you doing? Like, yo, don't do this out here.
Right.
They keep it pushing. That's
Right.
cool. But when police officers or the police station puts people from the neighborhood, not from the neighborhood, into the neighborhood, that's not from here.
Good. Then they're trying to clean up the
They
time.
come in like, oh,
right.
ah,
But honestly,
gloves on,
but honestly,
ah.
so I'm put like this. I got family that's police.
Okay.
I got close friends that are police.
Me
Right.
too. Yeah.
At the end of the day, even though I know they good people,
Right.
they still part of a corrupt system. You feel me? You
You
can't disassociate the two. You feel
So
me?
are we though?
How are we?
Because we've been through some shit and we've done some fucked up shit.
Okay, but how does that make us part of a corrupt system? We live in a corrupt system, but we didn't create the corrupt
But
system.
we've been part
We're
of
not
the corrupt,
continuing the corrupt
but
system
we've been part of the corrupt thing though. So we're the same.
because we have to survive.
We basically what I'm saying is like we can't paint everybody as far as being a police officer on some bad shit, and they can't paint us everybody being on some bad shit because we've done some dumb shit. They've done some dumb shit, but that's not everybody.
For sure.
Okay.
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 I'll give you that one.
Okay.
Thank you. To an
I
extent.
appreciate it.
I'll give you that one to an
I
extent.
appreciate it.
I'll give you that one to an
But
extent.
most police officers are bitches. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna say.
But I'm gonna say this. I guess so.
I'm
I'm gonna say wrap this like this. Like
Yeah.
so. Police officers, it's a community thing. Like that's what we're running into right now. Like we can never really put our fucking finger on it because it's a community based thing. Low income, as you were saying. These things are not somewhere where you can say, okay, all California, that's how we are. And that's the fucked up thing about this thing going on with the police brutality shit is we just can't like say, okay, fix it this way because they're not uniformed up and down the state.
Right.
They all have their own way of doing things. They have their own training. So they all have a million different ways to get out of shit. And when it comes to us, we're just being playing the system that we're dealt. Like the hand we're dealt. We're just trying to say, hey, look, hey, we're trying to start here. And now if we got to say, hey, if we know, if you want to call not paying taxes corrupt, fine, call it what it is, right? But if you want to say robbing the store is corrupt, that's not really corruption. That's more of criminal behavior and stuff like that, right? The corruption comes in when you're holding a position of power and you're letting people come in and are doing things the way you feel that they need to be fit instead of operate the way it was set up. You know, letting your friend get off here, not making sure that this fool is not charged here. That's where the corruption lies.
We gotta understand, bro. The system.
We don't have that power.
We gotta
to be
understand,
corrupted
bro.
like
The
that.
system ain't broken. The system is
It's
working
ma-
exactly
it's
how
amazing.
it's
System is definitely
It's not
broken.
No, it's working how it's supposed to work,
It's
bro.
broken.
This is how it's supposed to
It was
work.
built for this. That's
This is
why
how
there's
it's built,
all these
bruh.
lawyers.
We
All
got
these
it. We got
rules.
it.
Nigga, now
We
you
got
buying.
it. Bro, we
Now
gotta
you
get
buying.
we gotta get
What?
out. We gotta get out of
The
this
system
mentality,
is not
bro.
broken.
It's not. This
No,
is working
this is how it's
how
supposed to work,
This is
bro.
how they have so much.
Right.
There's so much. There's Supreme
Bruh, hold
Court.
on.
There's courts.
Hold on.
There's
Let
all
Reese tell
these
you.
different. Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to work.
No,
my
no,
nigga.
no, no.
Once we
So, hey, Reese,
once we
I
change,
know you like. Well, whatever.
Go through the
Hey,
system, dog. You
hey,
figure it
tell
out.
me how the system is supposed to work. Tell
because
me
it's
why
never-
it's broken.
because it was never meant to benefit anyone that looks like us.
Oh, of
It was,
course.
it was,
Exactly.
it was
So
built.
therefore-
It was built
so
to take
therefore
away
it's
rights
working how it's supposed to
from
work.
us. What is going on with the Nation of Islam? How are they protesting? Are they with Black Lives Matter?
The Nation of Islam don't protest, bro.
Okay, that's so.
Why?
The Nation
Let's
of
keep it
Islam.
lit.
I mean, again, brother, just
It's a militant.
history tells you what's going to go on. People have been protesting for years, and especially for so-called civil rights in the wilderness of North America, and they still fighting. The same Marvin Gaye came out with an album in 1972 called "What's Going On." He had a song called
Right.
"Make Me Wanna Holler."
Right.
What he's talking about in 1972 can be played right now in 2020, and it's still there. That means shit ain't changed. The Nation of Islam, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has instructed the believers in the Nation of Islam to stay away from the protests and be where we were supposed to be and be at home. We're not protesting. We don't do the die downs. We're not kneeling down because we men and we're gonna stand like men.
Right.
Now, when it's ready to go down for real, then you may see us on the word of Minister Farrakhan. The minister is going to be speaking July 4th, which is our Independence Day, July 4th, 1930, when Master Muhammad came to Black Bottom, Detroit, made himself known in Black Bottom, Detroit. That's got Allah in person, who came in the person of Master Muhammad. July 4th, Mr. Farrakhan will be speaking on that. So when people ask, where's the Nation of Islam? We was told to stay in the house, study.
We talked about history earlier, right? Can you tell me any point in history where people were able to separate from their oppressor without physically fighting?
No, I can't. I can't.
Okay, so given that,
Oh, nigga, hit some shit. Go ahead, boy. Go ahead, boy.
So-
Go ahead, boy.
given that, you feel me, and given what we know about the nation stand, if the Honorable Minister Farrakhan gives the word to go, and then y'all do go, do you feel like that, like y'all might be looked at as being late to the party?
Nah. Negro mindset is running and jumping on any fad or any trendy cause for the minute. Half the people that's out there right now fighting for rights and whatnot, they not even having this conversation wasn't even going on a year ago. This is, I might have an opportunity to be on the news. I could get some shit from the store and whatnot. You got to live, walk, talk, and breathe this. If you're a true revolutionary, the Nation of Islam has a standing army that's unseen to most people. The FOI and the MGT, a standing army. Even the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says some of his strongest followers are still in the streets, meaning they don't got their ex. They're not in the nation. But come against the nation, they're going to raise up.
Right.
And it's been situations like where a brother in Sacramento was selling the paper, and some white people would stop and try to give him the business. Some dreadheads like, oh man, that's a brother. What you doing? They pulled out on him. You ain't gonna do that. So, in any military movement, it has to be strategy behind it. We're taught to rise above emotion. Black people here in America is a mixture of confusion, disagreements, and high emotion. We always tripping about something. So once we start to learn how to rise above emotion and we have clear-cut instructions and directions on how to go about and make a movement as a unit, Bloods, Crips, GDs, conservatives, Republicans, Democrats, all under the banner of being black people, Moors, Hebrew Israelites, cut all the titles. Mr. Farrakhan said the best title that you can have is the title of brother. Not the honorable, just Brother Farrakhan, Brother Reese, you know what I mean, Brother Bulla, Brother George. We got to do that. So when it's time to come to that, and it may come soon, then, things will happen how they need to happen.
For us, how do we make that a different situation to where it's like, yo, what we're doing, like as far as like the Black Lives Matter, like as far as what we got going on, like worried about our people in our community, how do we differentiate that from that?
Those people that
are
out there
out there
confusion.
just doing dumb stuff.
And this is one of the reasons why the minister said stay away from that.
Right.
Because now if you seen the brothers out there with suits and bow ties,
Right.
now all of a sudden it's not these people, it's the Nation of Islam that's causing all this havoc. You know what I mean? And it's already some kind of stigma against the Nation of Islam with the U.S. government and what they tell black people already, because most black people think, oh, they killed Malcolm X, they did this and that. This is all untruths that they feed where they have these feelings of animosity. Negro-minded people will always say, but where they at? What happened to them? See, you want help when you need the help. But any other time, it's F the nation, or I ain't with that, I'm a Christian, or don't give me that paper and none of this. But now when you need somebody to stand by you that can't be bought, that's uncompromised, that's going to stand like a soldier. Like I heard you guys talk about Malcolm X earlier. Yeah, the Malcolm X that was in the Nation, not the guy with the facial hair, but the one that was in the Nation, that's the one that people quote all the time. Right. And he lived the life of an FOI. See, black people always praise dead leaders because they're not held accountable, because these people ain't here no more. So if you're going to follow Malcolm X and you're going to love Malcolm X like that, live the life that he lived. He didn't eat no pork. He ate 1 meal a day. He prayed 5 times a day. He was a straight Muslim. He was an FOI, military. So don't praise Malcolm X and not praise his teacher, because he was taught. Because you never heard of Malcolm Little. You never heard of Detroit Red until he met a man called the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Same with Muhammad Ali, Farrakhan, Khalid Muhammad, Fard Muhammad. All these people, man. So you got to understand, once knowledge comes, we got to act on it. Don't sit there and just have it and then just still be a Negro, man, because then you just fooling yourself, bro.
I'm not a part of the Nation of Islam. I have no sort of fashions or nothing. But there's some way that I can connect. Can I be an ally to what Nation of Islam is doing right now? Is there people out there, or is there an outlet for me?
Of course. I mean, there's no compulsion in religion. We don't force nothing. Just like the Christianity or whatever religion that you may prescribe to, it shouldn't be forced on you.
Right.
You know, if you feel that, if you identify with something, then hey, go for what you know. But if you believe, it's a lot of people that are friends of different groups, whether it be the Nation of Islam, whether it be Pan-African movement, whether it be the Black Panther Party. You know what I mean? You may not be in it per se, a member, a citizen within there, but you still support the movement, and you can do that, man. So right-minded people that want to see change, actual change, people that's willing to put they life on the line, they resources on the line. Because you can sit here, you got a lot of we talked about Facebook earlier and social media. We have a lot of armchair revolutionaries, people that sit there and talk all this madness. But what are you doing? How does what you type on the screen, how does that go into the
streets? For sure.
What do you do?
How does that translate?
Or are you just talking? Yeah, how does it translate to the street? Or are you just talking? You got all these bright ideas and how you want to make this movement and whatnot, but action has to be put behind those words. So of course, we have the Nation of Islam 10-10-15 was the 20th year anniversary of Million Man March. They had a thing called 10,000 Fearless. They wanted to get 10,000 men in different cities, I think, and just start to do community policing. This is not nothing new. The Jews do it in New York. The Italians do it. The Black Panthers started to do that in Oakland back in the 60s. They was community policing.
Yep.
Somebody was doing some fucked up shit.
They was
and we knew that motherfucker was a pedophile. He messed with little girls. We had a little crew. Went over there back in the first rise of the nation. Oh, them brothers was with the shit. Malcolm said, oh, go get him, and it's done. You know what I mean? And that's what we need to get back to. We need to start checking our own. We can't afford to have these Caucasians coming in here slaughtering us. If we know that motherfucker over there selling dope to little babies, man, we need some of his peers from his neighborhood to say, bro, we not with that, bro. You got to stop that. Perfect example. Go watch Superfly. Yeah, they pushed up on Priest and Eddie.
Priest nigga and Eddie nigga.
What can we do to change the narrative? What can we do to get out there and vote, to make something different?
Squash all misunderstandings and beefs that you have personally with other people.
Right.
You got to be able to be man enough to sit there and say, I've had to do it myself.
I think another aspect that we need to look at as black men is gaining knowledge of self. Definitely. Because just speaking personally, as I said, when I was in the pen, I was filled with so much anger and hatred towards my own kind. You feel me? It wasn't until I picked up a book and started really understanding our history, where we came from, that Black people history didn't start in 1619 when we were brought to this country. We got a long history way before that. You feel me? And once I understood that, it made me look at myself differently. It made me look at another Black man differently. You feel me? So I highly encourage everyone to pick up books, learn about your history, and that's a good place to start. You feel me?
We actually came in 1555.
1555.
1555, a ship called Jesus, Sir John Hawkins.
Boom. Let's go. Let's
Correct
go.
me then.
No, it's not correction. Correction is good.
Education.
Always. I'm
Education.
always.
We always want to be the most correct. I just think that we got to remind our people, especially our young people, that over 100 million Black people died on the transatlantic slave trade in the Middle Passage. Over 100 million. The way they were packed in the ships and whatnot. So, and the diseases and things and the murders that was happening by the Caucasians. So the strongest of the strongest are the ones that actually made it here.
Right.
So for us to be sitting here,
Sure.
that lets you know that our ancestors were the strongest of the strongest. Just putting that seed into some of these young people's heads, it gives them a whole different outlook. Because the media tells them that they ain't nothing all the time.
I think we can't also forget about the ones that chose to
go
before they came over. You feel me? That's a level of strength too that we don't take into account. You feel me? I definitely appreciate this conversation, bro. It's much needed, especially in the community. It's a lot going on, and I feel I really appreciate this platform because it's far too often that people don't get to hear our perspective of shit going on. You feel me? People who actually been through the system, people who's actually in the streets making moves like you are and shit. So I appreciate that. Y'all got any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
I want to say just on what he was talking about is when Brandon came to me, people asked us, why did you guys start this podcast? You know, and we're like, we just want to create a platform for other people to be on, right? So we can speak. People like-minded like ourselves. And I really appreciate you coming out, spending your time and telling it like it is. You know, at the end of the day, this is why we created this podcast.
Yeah, I apprit it, man. Just stand strong, man, and
July
fight
4th.
the power, man.
July 4th.
FireCon.
For sure. We're going to check y'all out, man. NOI.com. As always, we appreciate the support.
.org.
Oh, my bad. NOI.org. Get it right. We appreciate the support. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Please continue to like, share, and comment. Help us make this podcast better for everyone. As always, your past doesn't determine your future, but your hustle and motivation will. So make sure today is the day you take your shot. We out.